Every single day, the real fight is not outside. The fight is within. It's right here, in that restless, frustrated, ambitious part of you that's screaming, something's got to change. You've built companies, networks, maybe even armies of influence. You've played the game of founders, investors, leaders. You know the rules better than most. But here's the cold truth nobody tells you. The biggest leverage, the real power move in a world drowning in noise, is personal development. Not a new startup idea, not another deal, not even some shiny tool or strategy. It's you. And yet, how often does that get lost? How often do you wake up, crushed by pressures no one warned you about, spinning your wheels in the hamster cage of expectations? There's a brutal gap, a gap between what you want and what burns inside you, and how you show up every damn day. The systems, the networks, the classes, they teach tactics, they teach tools, but rarely do they teach you how to become your own unstoppable force. You're not just a CEO, an investor, a founder. You're a vessel bursting with potential, a potential that capitalism, efficiency, and the world's broken promises struggle to capture. Because what the world sells you is a dream stitched with chains, a comfort that kills your wildfire. They want you compliant, predictable, safe. But that's the trick. Safety isn't freedom. Comfort isn't power. It's a slow death for the soul of a man or woman born to move mountains, shake foundations, and disrupt what everyone else takes for granted. This isn't about changing the world by doing more. It's about being more. Imagine if every moment spent hustling, grinding, managing was backed by a new version of you. Stronger, clearer, untouchable. Imagine the ripple effects, not just in business but in life, relationships, every choice you make. Because here's the secret, real leverage is inside. It's in who you become, not what you build. Think about the worst moments you've had, decisions that suffocated your purpose, deals that turned sour, moments when the weight of the world made your vision blur. In those moments, if your mind didn't have the muscle of clarity, resilience, unshakable conviction, you could lose it all. You see, the world markets hustle, grind, action steps, but forgets the hardest work is inside the self. The quieter battles to master your mind, your fears, your sense of identity beyond titles and roles. Look around. The world craves rebels, damn the rules people who refuse to be processed or optimized into submission. It's full of mediocre comfort seekers who trade their spark for a paycheck and a promise they'll be okay. But you? You feel that gnawing fire, the one screaming, "I'm not made for mediocrity. I'm made to break molds." This obsession with growth, with constant evolution, is not selfish. It's survival. The survival of your soul, your ambition, and the untamed genius inside you. Personal development, however, isn't about reading books and checking boxes or quoting some guru on LinkedIn. No, it's raw, gritty, relentless work on the real you. The one who's scared to step into full power, but knows deep down there's no other way forward. It means dissecting every excuse, every comfort, every comforting story you tell yourself about why you can't be more. It means getting brutally honest about your weaknesses and being hungrier than ever to transform them. It's about unleashing your will as a weapon, your ability to say no to distractions, no to shallow networks, no to the comfort that suffocates. You can't build empires on outdated narratives or borrowed identities. True leverage comes from redefining your reality, choosing what beliefs you subscribe to, who you let in your inner circle, how you invest your energy when the world demands everything but your soul. Look, no one can hand you this power. It has to be earned in the silent, unseen hours when no one's clapping. When you're staring at your reflection and confronting the questions no one else dares ask. Who am I outside my titles? What am I willing to lose to win on my own terms? How far will I push myself before I break the mold they built for me? This is not comfortable territory. It's scary as hell. But that's the point. The edge, the place where you grow from founder to force, from investor to visionary, is in that brutal personal evolution. Because if you fall victim to convenience, if you settle for surface-level growth, you're chained. Slavery today doesn't look like prison. It looks like comfort behind illusions of control. It smiles. It applauds the same moves everyone else makes. It buries your fire beneath convenience, conformity, and routines designed to keep you average. You want to be real leverage? Then you have to embrace discomfort as the only path to real growth. You have to become your own infrastructure for exceptional, because the system will not build you. It never has. It serves only the many, optimized, manageable. The exceptional ones, the rare few with fire in their bellies and lightning in their veins, are always left to carve their own path. You don't lack brilliance, you lack alignment. You lack the right ecosystem of equally hungry, fiercely complementary individuals who push you beyond limits. That's why personal development is the ultimate leverage. It's not self-help fluff. It's the re-engineering of your entire operation, from mindset to habits to vision, to be absolutely unstoppable. It's cutting through noise, laziness, and old limitations with surgical precision. If you master this, companies can crash, markets can shift, crises can hit, and you remain standing with relentless clarity and power. The foundation of this is sovereignty. Sovereignty isn't a buzzword. It means your will is your weapon. You decide what reality you own. You refuse to be a cog in someone else's machine. This is where true freedom lives. Without this, you're just playing a rigged game. With it, you become the one who rewrites the rules. To do this, question everything. Not just the obvious things like politics or markets, but your own beliefs. What stories have you accepted because they were easy? What identities limit your potential? What fears are masquerading as reason? Break those chains. Stop believing in what others expect of you. Start being the architect of your own growth, relentlessly and patiently, knowing that this is a long game, a marathon few dare to run. Next, be selective. The few people who can fuel your growth won't be everyone. They won't always be comfortable, but they will challenge you, align with your fire, and push you beyond easy limits. Your network matters, but more than that, your inner circle, your collaborators must be as uncompromising as you. Together, you forge the power that scales beyond any individual. Remember, this isn't about belonging or fitting in. The system wants you to chase approval, check boxes, be safe. But you're not here for safety. You're here to become, to burn rather than bend, to disrupt rather than mimic, to embody a freedom so fierce it obliterates illusion. This is how you create lasting impact, not by changing the world from the center, but from the edges, where the fire burns the brightest. Each bit of energy you invest in real personal development compounds exponentially. It fuels sharper decisions, better vision, deeper resilience, and the courage to innovate where others copy. It rewires your brain to see patterns no one else does. It builds a grounding so solid nothing can shake your core. If your life feels stuck, your vision blurred, or your ambition unfulfilled, don't chase another external fix. Look inward. Deal with the real work, the development of you, because that's the deepest, most powerful leverage you will ever find. The rest? It's just noise. The world is full of illusions, fake freedom, empty promises, comfortable prisons disguised as life. The genuinely free are those who've done the hardest work ever, mastering themselves. This is where your leverage lies. Not in algorithms, not in capital, and not in titles, but in becoming the rare, fierce, unbreakable individual who cannot be stopped. So if that fire is alive in you, never let it die behind comfort. Feed it with relentless personal growth. Seek your edges and push. Question your limits until they disappear. Find your tribe, the few who burn like you. Align. Build the autonomy no system can take away. Because when you become personal development itself, you are the leverage no one can buy or steal. The ultimate power. The true freedom in a world that's forgotten it exists. This is the real revolution. The one that starts inside, spreads like wildfire, and remakes everything in its path. Every second you invest here, every idea you let settle in, every insight you claim, it's building something unstoppable. Something that will not just survive, but change the rules of survival. This isn't an invitation. It's a challenge. Own it. Be relentless. Because true leverage waits only on the other side of who you are ready to become.